Mesmerized by his strong arms as they rested on his muscular thighs, she slowly reached over and touched one of the tattoos. Emboldened by the alcohol, she gently traced the black ink that formed the shapes of a skull, a snake, and an anchor. "Did they hurt?" she asked, her voice raspy.
Not really. I'm guessing you don't have any.
"I've always been too afraid of the pain, but with all the whiskey I just drank, maybe it wouldn't be so bad." Gliding his finger under her chin, he forced her to meet his gaze.
Since we've decided you didn't come here for sex, maybe you came here so I could convince you to get a tattoo. I can take you to my guy in town. He's got years of experience and will take care of you.
"I can't get a tattoo," she exclaimed before hiccuping again. "And I'm wasted. That's a terrible time to make decisions." Tristan arched a sexy brow.
Or maybe it's the best time.
Grace stared into his eyes as curiosity welled. What if she actually did something unexpected for once?
Oh, yeah.
He said, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear.
You're going to get your first tattoo today. Let me get dressed and we'll call an Uber.
He tossed back the last of his whiskey and disappeared into his room before she could argue. He emerged 2 minutes later, looking sexy as hell in jeans, a black t-shirt, and black sneakers. Trailing toward her, he extended his hand as he loomed above her.
Ready?
Grace resisted the urge to shrink away. Was she actually considering this? It was completely against her nature.
Come on, Empress. Live a little.
Inhaling a deep breath, Grace clutched on to every ounce of courage she possessed and pressed her hand into his.
Tristan stood beside the tattoo chair, arms crossed against his chest as he pursed his lips. He struggled not to laugh at the gorgeous creature who reclined beneath him, her face a mask of fear and anticipation as she gazed at him with those limitless blue eyes.
"Stop laughing at me,"
she demanded, causing his lips to twitch. Damn, she was tougher than she appeared, and he was quickly realizing that the multiple layers of her Spitfire personality ignited all sorts of feelings deep within his stoic soul. When he'd met her on the terrace in the moonlight, his heart had stopped for one soulful moment. His eyes had traveled over her wistful expression, those plump, kissable lips, and farther down to the green dress that hugged every curve. Lust had roared in his brain, and his palms ached to caress those flared hips. And then she'd turned, and he'd gazed into those azure eyes, and something clicked into place. One solemn, possessive word echoed in his mind as they spoke under the stars. Mine. Tristan had given her his name on a whim. Something about her feisty nature caught him off guard, and he thought there might be a chance she would attempt to track him down. Albeit a small chance, but he'd been overcome with the need to see her again, to feel the strange, pulsing energy that sizzled between them. He'd never felt anything like it in his life. When she'd shown up on his doorstep, he'd been surprised and elated, if he was being honest. Tristan took it as an indication that she was just as curious about the sparks that had flown between them. For someone who was rather unemotional, Tristan found the indisputable connection between them intriguing. I'm not laughing at you, Empress, he lied. Take some deep breaths and relax. It will feel better.